Number 5, Yuri investigates water movement in flowers. He has 4 different length flower stems. He puts them into red ink, colored water. Here we have white flower to make it easy to observe any change in the color. Flower stem to transport water around the plant, and red ink. Here are Yuri's results. Flower A, B, C, and D. Flower A takes 20 minutes to turn red. And actually, he didn't forget to put the units in the heading. So this is a unit for the time. Time is measured in, yes, minutes here. Flower B, it takes 30 minutes to turn into red. C, 40. What about D? Predict the result. Predict means what do you think? Predict the result for flower D. It takes minutes for the flower to go red. As you can see here, this stem is the longest stem. So the number should be above 40. And because we have pattern 20, 30, 40, so the number will be 50. Okay? This scientific inquiry is called observing over time. I'm gonna see the result by time. Letter B, what happens if Yuri uses blue ink instead of red ink? Yeah, the flower or the petals will turn blue. That's it. So I'm gonna write the flower or petals turn blue. Instead of red, it will be blue, because the stem will carry the blue water to the flower, and after that the petals will turn into blue. Letter C, Yuri carries out the investigation again. He repeated. He splits the stem in half. He puts half the stem in clear water without any color and half the stem in red ink. On the diagram above, shade the part of the flower that turns red. This part here, as you can see, this stem here will carry the red ink to the petal, and half of the flower gonna turn red. Which one? The one that is in the red ink. And actually here you should use a pencil to shade it. Okay? Don't do it with colors. In the exam you should use a pencil. Number 6. Lily pollinates a flower using a cotton bud. What does it mean by the word pollinate? Pollinate means she is gonna carry the pollens from the anther to the stigma. A. Lily draws a picture of the cotton bud. Here it is a cotton bud, and here we have eggs. Eggs are made by the male organ of a flower. Write down the name of eggs. We have anther. This is a part of the male organ which produces pollen. So here we have pollen. Actually, this is because we have the word pollination. Pollination means, the pollens are carried by insects or winds to the stigma. But here she is using a cotton bud to carry the pollen to the stigma. Okay, so X is pollen. It's E, not O, sorry. Pollen. Okay. Letter B. Lily uses eggs to pollinate the flower. Which part of the flower is pollinated? I said before that pollen is carried to the stigma of the other flower. So this is the word pollination. Movement of pollens from the anther to the stigma. Circle the correct answer. I did it. Which part of the flower is pollinated? The stigma. So from anther to stigma. And because of that, stigma is sticky to catch pollen. Lily uses a cotton bud to pollinate a flower. Write down the name of one animal that pollinates a flower. We have pollinators like insects, bees, birds. So I'm gonna write insects or bees. Number 7, the diagram shows part of a flower that is pollinated by bees. Here we have stigma, anther, and petal. The male and female parts of the flower are protected by petals. Write down one other function of the petals. Petals are colorful, to attract insects. So the function here, to attract insects. To attract insects or pollinators, like insects. Write down one function of the anther. Anther is the male part that produces pollen. Anther produces and stores pollens. Okay, letter C. The diagram shows a bee pollinating this flower. As you can see here, some of the pollens sticks to the bee's body. I. Describe what happens during pollination. I said it before. During pollination, pollen from the anther is transferred to the stigma of the same or another flower. So I'm gonna write it here. After or during pollination, pollen. Okay. From the anther is transferred or moved, transferred to the stigma of the same flower or another flower of the same kind. Describe what happens after pollination, and here we have 2 marks. After pollination, when the pollen transferred to the stigma, the stigma will carry pollen to the ovary by the style, and after that fertilization will happen. So after pollination we have fertilization. What happens during fertilization? The male gamete, which is called pollen, or the male sex cell, is gonna fertilizes the ovule, and after that the seed will develop. So I'm gonna write it here. Let's do it together. During fertilization, the pollen joins or fertilizes the egg. The ovary will turn into fruit, and the ovule will be the seed, That's for now. Bye.